We're going to solve these two crusty, hairy problems right here. Multi-step, not multi-million-dollar problems. That'd be awesome, but more like multi-problems here. All right, so step one, which really has a lot of steps within the steps. Clear fractions or decimals. There are no fractions and there are no decimals, so we can just skip that step right there. Step two is to simplify each side. Okay, so we're going to simplify the left side and simplify the right side. And we're going to simplify by doing two things. First of all, we're going to use the distributive property to clear the parentheses. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do on both sides. Use the distributive property. And then secondly, we're going to combine like terms. Okay, so let's go ahead and do both of those things. It's going to be two separate steps now. I'll start with the first one. Let's go and do the distributive property. So I'm going to drop down the 6, but then this is a negative times a positive, which is a negative 4. A negative times a positive, which is a negative. Now again, we usually put our little dotted line right here to show that that's where the equal sign is going to go. So we have equals, and we have the right side. Drop down the 8x, because all we're doing right now is we're getting rid of the parentheses. So negative 2 times 3x is a negative 6x. Negative 2 times a positive 5 is negative 10. Okay, so we've just done this, the distributive property. Now let's do the second part, which is to combine like terms. Okay, the whole goal is to simplify each side separately. So if we're going to look at just this side right here, we'll check this out. Can't we combine 6 and negative 4? Right? We can combine those to make one term. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make that 2, and then I'm going to drop down my minus x equals. And I can do the same thing right here. I can combine negative 8 and negative 6x. So 8x minus 6x is going to give us 2x. So I have 2x and then minus 10. Okay. All right. Second one is we want to isolate the variable terms on one side. So basically what that means is we want to get the terms or the variables, get the variables on one side of the equation and the numbers on the other side. And it does not matter what side, either the left side or the right side, the numbers and variables can go on either one. You just want to separate them. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to put the numbers on the left side and the variables on the right. So if I want to put the numbers on the left hand side, then I want to take this 10 and I'm going to add 10 to both sides. So if I add 10 to both sides, 10 and 2 is going to give me a 12. Minus x equal sign. Drop down my 2x, and that's gone there. Now I'm going to put my variables on the right side, so I'm going to take this minus x and put it over here by adding x to both sides. I'm going to add x, so that's gone. So I have 12 equals 3x, and this very, very, very nicely comes out to be 4. And yes, you could check this answer. You can plug in 4 right here, 4 right here, and 4 right here, and you will get an equivalent numeric answer on both sides, and it will be the exact same number. All right, let's take a look at example B now. And we're going to do the same thing. Let's go ahead and first clear fractions or decimals, which we don't have any, so we skip that step. Step 2 now is to use the distributive property. So negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times 1 is a negative 5 plus 3x plus 2. I'm going to have my equal sign, and then I'm going to bring down 6x plus 4. Okay, let's go ahead and combine like terms now. And I can combine 5x and 3x. I can combine those guys together. And that just simply gives me negative 2x. And then I can combine negative 5 and 2. And that's just going to give me minus 3. And I have equals 6x plus 4. Okay. Oops, let me just move this over a little bit. There we go. Alright, so just notice though, once again, that the equal sign should always line up. I just keep stressing that because it just really shows that there is a distinct left side and a distinct right side, and each step are equivalent. This line is the same as that line, and this line is the same as that line. There's no difference to them. Okay, let's go ahead now and do step 3. I mean, it's not really step 3, but in these steps here, basically our next step is to separate the numbers and the variables. And I think I want to put again the variables on the right side and the numbers on the left. It doesn't matter what side that you do that. So I'm going to subtract 4, and so that means that gives me negative 2x minus 7 equal sign 6x. So those crossed out, and then I'm going to add 2x, so I get negative 7 equals 8x. And then lastly, I'm going to divide both sides by 8, and I get a nice whopping fraction. You say, oh, we must have done something wrong. Well, sometimes I might have done something wrong. Hopefully I didn't, though. But no, it's okay to get a fraction. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know who told you that. Some wrong fractions, man. Some teacher told you that, or it's okay to have a fraction. And there it is. Negative 7/8 is our answer.